Hi, I'm Kellie Murphy-Ringate. Welcome to First Responder TV, your local public safety source, featuring training exercises, safety tips, and much more. Here's what's coming up on First Responder TV. The LMCC safety expert heads to Shirley Hills Elementary to whip the cadets into shape for his Safety Patrol Boot Camp. We'll talk to Kathi Osmonson, Deputy State Fire Marshal in charge of youth fire setting prevention and intervention programs. Scam Alert. We'll give you an update on scams that have been targeting citizens in the Lake area. And we'll recap the Excelsior Fire District's Fire Prevention Open House and Safety Fair on Safety Source. School safety patrol programs began in Minnesota in 1921, and responsible students have been teaching their peers about traffic safety ever since. The LMCC safety expert gets the newest cadets ready for his Safety Patrol Boot Camp at Shirley Hills Elementary.
The kids really take it as an honor being on the safety patrol. There can be some basic life lessons learned from commitment and, even trusting each other when they're doing the school patrol.
Hold it out.
Number one is the safety for the kids and making sure that they are safe, and also responsibility. All the students that do apply to be on the safety patrol, they're very responsible and very good kids.
The kids here at Shirley Hills do a great job, especially the safety patrol. They're out here every morning helping kids cross the streets. They're really responsible, and it's a great opportunity for them to learn about stuff for the future, about how being responsible and safe.
So excited that the LMCC safety expert is here. He's got a rather unique style, but our kids are going to learn a lot from him.
Attention cadets, Mr. Halverson says you're the best of the best. We'll see about that. It's my job to make sure that you're the best in the state of Minnesota, where all of this began. Perhaps even the United States, the world, or maybe, just maybe, in the solar system. You may be asking yourself, who is this guy? Well, I'm the best. You can call me safety expert, doctor, Mr., Master Jedi, hey you. Basically, guys, I'll respond to anything, so call me whatever you want. But, I prefer you call me safety expert. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, safety expert.
Now, before we get started, I need to make sure you all know the Safety Patrol Pledge. I promise to do my best to
Report for duty on time. Perform my duties faithfully.
Strive to prevent traffic crashes and set a good example.
Obey my teachers and officers of patrol.
Report dangerous student practices.
Strive to earn the respect of fellow students.
Impressive, kids, impressive. But do you know this? What's the capital of Rhode Island?
Providence.
Correct. What's my favorite color?
Periwinkle.
Good. What's my favorite cereal?
Frankenberry?
Actually, it's Blueberry, but close enough. I'm a big fan of all the monster cereals. Now that I have tested your mind, it's time to see if you are all physically fit. This will not be easy, and some of you may not make it. Are you guys up for the challenge?
Yes, safety expert.
Great. Let's get to it. Left foot, red. Go, go, go. Hit, hit, hit. Ah! Marcus, you are out of there. Whoa, 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 guys. No reason to get upset. We're just playing a friendly game of dodgeball, right? Oh, snack time. That's really good, huh?
Yeah.
On your marks, get set, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
People always say to me, safety expert, twister, egg races, playing operation, how can this possibly help students become great at safety patrol? And I say to them, you make a good point. But I do know this. Some of our greatest Americans of all time have gone through safety patrol. For example, former President Abraham Lincoln, safety patrol. The great Evel Knievel, safety patrol. And my personal favorite, One Direction. What was that? Safety patrol didn't start till 1921, so there's no way Abraham Lincoln could have been a part of it. Well, maybe it was his great-great-granddaughter. Let's face it, the kids are getting something out of this, and clearly they have total respect for yours truly, the LMCC safety expert. Kids, get ready for the potato sack races. Oh, these kids love me. Bravo. Congratulations, everyone. You all passed my feats of strength, but we are not done yet. Do you all know the school safety patroller rules? First, the three main functions of patrol are instruct, direct, control.
That's right, safety expert. Here's some safety patrol rules that you need to know.
Wear your vest proudly and be neat and clean on duty. Never stop cars and always be on alert.
Know and practice safe walking rules.
Give correct crossing signals to classmates.
Be a good role model.
Wow, you guys are a great safety patrol team. I sure learned an awful lot today. And I guess you could probably thank the old safety expert for all of your knowledge, huh? What's so funny? Whatever. Well, I hope all the viewers at home learned a lot as well. Until next time, this is the LMCC safety expert. Bye. Whoa, what's wrong? Am I doing it wrong?
Yeah.
Well, show me how it's done, team. Nice job, everybody. High five. Woo!
Coming up next, we'll talk to Kathi Osmonson, Deputy State Fire Marshal in charge of Youth Fire Setting Prevention and Intervention Programs. More First Responder TV right after this.
Cable access channels are critical tools for local government. They provide important information about issues, services, and programs, as well as local emergencies. They also allow you to watch your local elected officials in action. Through the provision of governmental access channels, our communities are kept informed, educated, and entertained. Where else can you get information about your local government? Make sure everyone has a voice. Support your local government access channel.
Different words describe different people. But in the eyes of the law, there's one that fits us all. Human right number 7. We're all equal before the law. What are human rights? Find out at youthforhumanrights.org.
Welcome back to First Responder TV. I'm here with Kathi Osmonson from the Minnesota State Fire Marshal's Office. Kathy's in charge of the Youth Fire Setter Fire Prevention and Intervention programs at the state. Kathi, tell us a little bit about your background before you joined the State Fire Marshal's Office.
All right, Kelly, thanks for having me here. My background is I started fighting fires in the late 80s in Colorado, and then I moved back to Minnesota where I was born and raised. And so for the last 15 years, I was on Spring Lake Park, Blaine Mounds View Fire Department. I was a volunteer doing fire prevention, public education, full-time on the trucks, full-time doing inspections, investigations, plan review, all that stuff. So, but the favorite part of my job was working with the kids who are interested in fire and trying to prevent them from actually starting fires, or if they did start fires, provide some intervention for them. So now I'm doing that all the time.
It sounds like a perfect fit. Can you tell us a little bit more about your position at the Minnesota State Fire Marshal's Office?
Sure. So what I do is I support teams of people like you who work with kids who are either interested in or have started fires in the past. So I help be that support person. I reach out to the mental health industry, to law enforcement, social services, the courts, try and get everybody working together in the regional teams. So I don't get out and do it one-on-one with the kids as often as I used to, but I do work with the teams of people who do that work.
Yeah, people like Excelsior Fire District and me.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, tell us what a juvenile fire setter is.
Well, we switched the terminology from juvenile fire setter to youth fire setting prevention and intervention because we're trying to label the behavior rather than label a kid as a juvenile fire setter. Once they get charged with arson, and they can be charged with arson as young as 10 years old, then they are termed a juvenile fire setter, charged with juvenile arson. So most people in the state don't know that you only need to be 10 years old. Playing with matches, fire gets out of control, burns property, hurts somebody, now you're looking at felony arson.
And restitution also.
Absolutely.
Yes. So if I'm a parent and I have a child that's curious about matches or fires, what can I do? What steps can I take to prevent that child from starting a fire or playing with matches?
The biggest issue out there is access. Eliminate access to your fire tools. Put your matches and lighters up in a locked cabinet, keep them away from the kids. And also teach your kids responsible use of fire. When you're using the barbecue, talk to them about the responsible use of fire that way. When you're out at a campfire, keep the gasoline out of the equation and talk to them about responsible behavior. It's nothing to be ashamed of if your child is very interested or actually has started small fires. There is a 1-800 number, 800-500-8897, and that is monitored by our staff. And we set that family up with a local team of professionals who can help their child change the behavior and stop the behavior.
You mentioned it already a little bit, but could you elaborate a little bit more of the consequences of a child that might set a fire that damages property or hurts somebody, even fatally?
Sure. Consequences, of course, there are natural consequences. The child could get burned, have to go to the hospital, that kind of thing. Someone else could get burned or hurt, could burn your house down, lose everything that you own in your house in a fire. They can be charged with felony arson, and depending on the intent and the case, and depending on which court you're in, the judge could put them in jail or a residential treatment type program, depending on the case and the motivation.
Okay. So we talked already about how to prevent our child from possibly playing with fire, but how do parents look for signs that their child is already curious and been playing with matches and setting fires?
Great question. Look for matches or lighters where you didn't leave them. You could look for burnt spots in carpeting or in the grass, or aerosols are a popular fuel for kids. And so if you see aerosol cans that are out of place or missing or perhaps charred, that could be another indicator. The program's available to anybody, and depending on where you live, it's cheap or free. And it gives the kids the education they need to make good choices about fire.
Yeah, like in the Excelsior Fire District's case, they can come to me, but in a lot of different counties, there's somewhere for them to go. Can you talk a little bit more about the resources available to parents if they either had a child that has started a fire or is curious?
Certainly. The 800 number is a great resource, and then you can get directed to your local teams. Our website also has, under programs and services, it has youth fire setting prevention and intervention. There are tips on our website and links to other websites that have real good information about that.
Is there anything else you want to add? Anything that you think is important to talk about, especially the parents out there and the other fire departments that are watching the show today?
Right. If you are out there, if you're a fire department and you don't have a team set up yet, you can call either me directly or the 800 number, and I can help get that together. We're offering National Fire Academy level 1 and 2 training for people who do work with kids. That's from the State Fire Marshal Division and free of charge. So if you're interested in getting that in your neighborhood, I'd be happy to set that up. We're also doing some outreach to the PTAs and to the parents and the schools, and just trying to get the word out there that these kids are not typically pyromaniacs. There's nothing wrong with them, and it's not just boys will be boys. I lit a fire when I was a kid, so my kid lighting fire is okay. I hear that more than you would believe. And people don't realize how differently fire burns now. You know, most kids are getting caught starting a fire in the home because that's where they're supervised. I have a suspicion that a lot more grass fires are started by kids, but the kids aren't there anymore when we roll up in the big red trucks. So yeah, just getting the word out.
Thanks so much, Kathi, for coming out today. And I want fire departments and parents to know that there are resources there. So if you go to the Minnesota State Fire Marshal's website, there's a link to other sites that you can go to that are very helpful. And Kathi, is there one more resource you wanted to tell us about?
Yeah, we started talking about how fire burns differently now than it did when we used organic materials in our carpeting and furniture and clothing and everything. So UL put a real good test together. They have one room with legacy materials in it, wood and cotton and wool furnishings, and the other one has our synthetics and that kind of thing, and it shows how differently they burn. Most adults don't realize that has taken place in the last 30 or so years.
Yes, it's not the 70s anymore. Well, thanks again. You've been very helpful. More First Responder TV when we come back.
Every minute, my world seems to get a little smaller. My world is driving me crazy.
My world? What world? If your world is controlled by alcohol, there is hope.
We're AA, alcoholics helping other alcoholics get sober.
You'll find us in the phone book, your local newspaper, or on the web at aa.org.
It's your community, it's your airport. Being aware and vigilant is the best defense against the ongoing threat of terrorism. As users of the airport, you are our eyes and ears. If you see anything suspicious at or near MSP International Airport, report it to the airport police.
The very real and deliberate threat that this nation faces is not confined to the airport. If you see suspicious activity anywhere in the community, report it to your local police department. You are an important part of keeping our communities safe.
Keep an eye out and keep our airport safe.
Be aware, be vigilant, and be safe.
Welcome back to First Responder TV. It's time for Scam Alert. This segment alerts the public on scams that have been reported to local police departments.
Some Minnesotans are now being targeted by scam telephone callers who claim that the federal government will help pay their utility bills. The scammers then use this falsehood to try to convince people to disclose their social security and banking information in order to commit identity theft. The calls are part of a national scam in which the fraudsters attempt to trick individuals in order to make unauthorized withdrawals or drain their bank account. The scam artists may use aggressive tactics to convince a person to make a rash decision on the spot, such as telling them that the offer is only available to a limited number of people and that if they do not disclose their information immediately, they will lose out on this opportunity for assistance. Do not believe these claims. Never disclose your personal information to someone you do not know over the telephone or internet. Disclosing such information to unknown entities can lead to identity theft and unauthorized withdrawals from your bank accounts. Don't be rushed with such decisions. If you require energy assistance, contact the state of Minnesota directly to inquire about eligibility. Minnesota senior citizens are being targeted by Social Security scams. Fraudulent operators pretend to be calling about Social Security, but their purpose is to trick seniors into disclosing their private financial information. Disclosing such information can lead to identity theft or unauthorized withdrawals from a person's bank account. The callers claim that new Social Security benefit cards are being issued or that the beneficiary's file must be updated. They'll ask the citizen to verify or provide their personal banking information. The scammers may be aggressive by calling again and again in an attempt to wear the victim down. In some cases, the scammers may have some personal information about the citizen, such as their name or address, which they'll use to try and make the call seem legitimate. In other cases, the callers claim that they can improve your benefits. Do not believe these claims. If you are a Social Security beneficiary, the Social Security Administration will not call you and ask you to disclose financial information to get a new card. If you receive such a call, you should report it directly to the Social Security Administration by calling 800-772-1213. Scammers who are overseas often send emails or letters explaining that they have received a large inheritance to claim, but the bank will not allow them to get the funds into their accounts. The scammer will ask the victim for their bank account numbers in order to transfer funds into their account, which will then be wired back to the scammer. The victim is offered a large amount of the transfer to keep as cash. Victims learn that the scammers steal money from their accounts, make large purchases with their credit cards, or make fraudulent deposits which stem into illegal wire transfers. No matter how convincing, do not wire money to strangers overseas. Wire transfers cannot be canceled at any time. Once the money goes overseas, it becomes virtually untraceable, and you are left to cover the loss with your bank. Report this scam to www.mnscams.org.
When we come back, we'll recap the Excelsior Fire District's Fire Prevention Open House and Safety Fair on Safety Source. But first, we'd like to spotlight a member of the community that goes above and beyond in our segment, Making a Difference. This month, it's South Lake Minnetonka Police Department's Support Service Manager, Dave Hohertz.
A college friend of mine was a reserve officer here with the South Lake Minnetonka Police Department, and he steered me towards this department. I applied, and the rest is history. The community service officers, or CSOs as we call them for short, are basically an extension of our patrol division, but they're also trained as either EMTs or first responders, and we send them through the advanced driving school, and they're able to respond to medical emergencies in the community also. So being the support services manager actually involves overseeing and managing the CSO program, as well as the park police program that we have in the city of Excelsior. It's just very rewarding. I find this work extremely rewarding, and you get out of it what you put into it. Well, a number of years ago, I attended the basic productions class at the LMCC, and I immediately was very impressed with the staff there and the training, and I just developed an interest right away in becoming part of that. It's real fun to work with them on our special events. They help us cover them and show what we're doing to the public. They help us get the word out to our citizens. I'm proud of the fact that we've built a team of community service officers and a team of park police personnel here that thoroughly enjoy their jobs. They love what they're doing. I try to do what I can for them to get them training, keep them interested, and help them build their careers.
Raise your hand if you know the leading cause of death for Minnesota teens. Well, it's not your high school cafeteria food, it's traffic crashes. And what can you do? Buckle up. You've mastered the web and text messaging, but the seatbelt remains a mystery? Think it's uncool? So is your face going through a windshield. So buckle up. Every body, every seat, every time, and live to drive another day.
A message from our partners at AAA and the Minnesota Safety Council. For more information on Live to Drive Another Day, visit myfox9.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you this important message.
The Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission, located in Spring Park, Minnesota, offers free television production classes. You heard it right. Free, free, free. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help bring your idea to the big screen.
Why, thank you. We are very friendly and knowledgeable.
From studio lighting and nonlinear editing to on-location shooting, we'll guide you down the path you need to succeed. Hurry in, folks. An opportunity this good won't last forever.
Welcome back to First Responder TV. When you think October, you think fire prevention. And each October, the Excelsior Fire District holds its Fire Prevention Open House and Safety Fair to educate the public on fire and life safety.
I'm Kellie Murphy-Ringate, and this is Sparky the Fire Dog, and we are at the Fire Prevention Open House and Safety Fair at the Excelsior Fire District, and I'm going to give you a tour of tonight's activities. The weatherman He gave us a bad deal. He told us it was going to rain and storm, but it actually ended up being a great night, and we had a great crowd. Sparky had a good time tonight. I think he was playing more than the kids were. We had a vehicle extrication, live vehicle extrication, where firefighters showed the public what would happen if they were involved in a car crash and they were actually trapped in that car. What we do is we actually pull the car away from the people and not the people out of the car because we don't want to injure them anymore. So that was a great demonstration, big crowd there. Then our next demonstration was a residential sprinkler trailer. People could actually see a live fire put out by a single fire head. It was pretty cool, huh? Yep, one single sprinkler head can put out a fire. And then, of course, there's always Sparky's Spray House, right? Sparky's Spray House is where the kids get to take a real fire hose and squirt water out of it and spin the windows and spin the door in Sparky's Spray House. That's like your favorite one, isn't it? It is. I knew it was. I think Sparky had a fun night. I know I had a fun night. Hey, and next year, I know, next year, 2014, mark your calendars because we'll be in the same place, same time, and we'll be ready to have fun. All you have to do is show up.
Thanks for watching First Responder TV, your local public safety source. If you're a member of a local police or fire department, have an idea for a segment, a public safety or fire prevention event, please let us know. This is Kellie Murphy-Ringate giving you information you can use, share, and to live by. See you next time.